So I completely forgot to show what I printed off here. I'll try to remember to upload the printing video. I got 3 in this one, 3 in this one, and 2 in this one. So a little bit ambitious, but I'm hoping it'll work out good, especially since I don't have to fill these all the way. I only have to fill them basically like half the way. I'm gonna do these in brass because I really want some casts to finally turn out good. With all the experimenting I've been doing, it's time to, get some more stuff actually made. I also got a ton of silicone molds in the mail. So I gotta fill these up with wax for a future project, which you guys will see. Kitty. Meow. So we gotta get some plaster, sand mixed up, and we're gonna pour these. I think I'm gonna try using a little bit less water because I think that might be contributing to the issues that I've been having with the bronze. Come on, get out. Oh, scratching my back. I think having too much water content is not only affecting the structural integrity of the mold, but also retaining maybe a little bit of moisture. I think that's what all the sputtering is when I'm pouring. I think I want to try to rule out moisture and any residual PLA. So I'm gonna try, I think, heating these a little bit longer, and I think in order to do that I need less water because I don't want it to crack. So normally I do 4 pounds water, 5 pounds plaster, 5 pounds sand. I think I'm gonna try 5 pounds of each of the plaster and sand again, but I'm gonna try maybe 3.5 pounds water. I think sounds reasonable. I think we'll start off with that, and if it's too thick, then I'll add a little bit more water, maybe like 3.75. But I think we're gonna start there and see how it looks. Okay, so we're just about ready to pour the molds, and we're going to be doing brass, and I'm trying to make sure I could figure out what the sputtering stuff is. So when I've been pouring, there's been a lot of it kind of like spitting out, and that kind of tells me that there's something inside of it still. Either that, or when I was doing the bronze, it's just so hot and I was getting all those, like that gas and porosity and stuff, and maybe it was just all contributing to each other. I'm not really sure, but I'm trying to narrow down the temperature thing with the kiln. Okay, so I'd say that that went pretty successfully. So I didn't really see any sputtering, which was really good to see. But I did see a little bit of sputtering on one of the last pours. It was like the second to last or something like that. There was a little bit. It wasn't significant like the bronze was, but it was just enough to make me question why that one did. And literally the other two inside the same exact mold, I don't even think they did. So that part leads me to believe, is it the way I'm pouring? Is it like some turbulence creating some kind of convection, kicking up gas, and that's what the spitting is? I did try to pour along the side of the channel, the sprue, and that seemed to have made it really smooth. Like there was one pour I remember pouring directly into the side because I had the right angle, and it filled it perfectly, no sputtering or anything. So that part makes me question if it's turbulence. We got to crack these suckers open before we can draw any conclusions from it. Here are all the casts. All I did was clean them up a little bit to get the plaster off, and you can see they all turned out fantastic. I'm actually very happy. The only thing is that on some of them, some of the feathers didn't turn out all the way. Like you can see this one up here, but these ones turned out. The one on the left didn't a little bit. And that's kind of expected because I didn't vent the feathers. I just figured since they were so small and narrow that they wouldn't really have any head pressure, but you can see that some of them definitely didn't fill in all the way, but some of them did. Actually, most of them did. So it's still really good, and it's actually okay because it kind of still looks fine. It almost looks like it's part of the piece anyways. So some of them have a little bit of flashing to go through and clean up, but that's basically it. There might be a couple air bubbles here and there, but there really isn't much to clean up. So these won't take me very long at all. And you can see the sprues are like nice and solid. So these first two was the first one I poured. Actually, I have two more over here I completely forgot about. Here's the first two I actually did. And then these next three here are from the second mold. And then the last three are from the last one. And so I've been trying to find some correlations between them all to figure out like what worked and what didn't. And the first two like have zero flashing. Of course the feathers didn't turn on that one. But this one has like zero flashing. The second one had more flashing. Actually, all three of these ones had at least a little bit of flashing. The first one had a bit more. And then the last one had, I want to say, more flashing overall, especially on the first one. The only difference is that these two molds were bigger and they had more parts in them, thus having more molten metal inside of them. And this one was just the two-piece that I took out quicker. And so that leads me to believe that some of the issue was the temperature. I mean, obviously that's the problem with the flashing, but I still don't really have a correlation between like the porosity and the turbulent flow patterns. I had like almost no overheated zinc or anything inside those two. The last one I did, and I think the last one maybe I just had some of that lower melting temperature brass, because that's also a thing too, where some brass, you know, has higher zinc content, lower melting point, also more of a flare up and easier to burn off the zinc. And so I think maybe I just had a little bit more of that in the last pour. I don't think I actually overheated it at all. Based off what I was running on the first two, it was just based off what material I was using. So that might have been the reason for the sputtering. Maybe there was a bit more imperfections or impurities in there, but then, you know, maybe that's a sign that that's what the sputtering issue I had on the previous ones would be too. I'm gonna work on getting these cleaned up, and we'll take a look at them after they're all done, and I think they're gonna be fantastic, all 8 of them. So really good pieces. Let me know what you guys think about them down in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.